Well, here's something I bet you haven't seen too many videos of. In 2016, might have been toward the end of 2016, we got this Eureka water steam mop. It's got a particular model number that I forget at the moment. I'll go ahead and put in the description. And we use distilled water, and it came with this little cup right here to pour the water in, and this little funnel, which you've seen me use for the sand and the carpet tests. So, if my lovely wife will go ahead and pick the mop up, we can see what the before looks like. There you go. So this is one that we've used a few times, so it's not going to be gleaming white like the top, but wait until you see what it looks like after we're done. So you go ahead and you put in, let's see, is it 2 of these? There, okay, so you put 2 full cups of these in there, and then you let it warm up. And I guess when the light comes on and starts steaming, then you will have some steam. And we're going to do the kitchen floor. And of course, as always, Rosie's going to be there to help us. Yeah, she's afraid to talk right now. There's one. Okay, you have a fill line apparently. And this floor has been more or less vacuumed at some point in time, but I'm sure there'll be a piece of something here or there that you will see like that. All right, here we go. And see, we have this green light, and we don't use this that often, so I think the orange light comes on when it's ready to steam, but I don't remember. No, okay, so what, the orange light comes on when it's empty? Oh, okay, so all right, so with that, it comes on when it's empty. See, I don't use this very much, so I don't remember how the lights work. Here. So while it does come with some cord, I don't really think it's long enough. So there it is there. I don't know if it's like 16 feet or something, but I think we have to plug in more than once if we do anything appreciable. We might be able to get away with not, well, oh, twice. Okay, she's telling me twice. I think I'm beginning to hear a little bit of steam beginning, but I wanted to show you the back, so I can get you the model number. It's the 313. Been around a few years. Looks like 800 watts. There's a serial number. These seem to work just fine. If this is the type of cleaning that you need, you know, kind of non-toxic steam cleaning. Okay, if we lift it up, I just want to show you, it comes actually with this pad, and it's just like a heat pad. Ooh, I think we're starting to hear a little bit of steam. All right, so, and this takes a few minutes, by the way. Wife says maybe something like 5. So I'm sure the Eureka manual probably says something like 1 or 2 minutes, but it's longer than that, at least for a full tank to get hot. All right, there we go. Starting to see it a little bit. There we go. That's it. Okay, so we're ready, and we're going to start in the bathroom. It's about the best angle I can get because we both can't really squeeze into this bathroom very easily. There we go. I just changed from wide angle to normal. I'm recording this with an LG V20, and it's got 3 cameras, 2 forward and 1 rear. Well, I should say 2 facing forward and then 1 facing at you, but they consider the 2 forward ones to be, I guess, rear facing, and you've got the selfie camera. And I didn't know that I could actually change to wide angle while I was recording, but you can. So of course it looks like we're cleaning nearly a perfectly clean floor, and when we look at the pad periodically, we'll probably see that it's nowhere near a perfectly clean floor. This is something that a vacuum cleaner can't really do. And here's the result. This is the bathroom floor. So it certainly isn't perfect, but it's, I suppose, more hygienic than it was before we used it. But that's pretty much what it does. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. It leaves the floors very slightly damp. It dries pretty quickly. And I think in the manual, if I'm remembering right, that if you have a stubborn stain, you can kind of just sit it there for 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I mean, don't let it sit there for 5 minutes. That's not a good idea. No, this is a linoleum type of floor, so I don't suppose it would melt immediately. This is pretty hot. We got this on sale. I think the normal list price was close to $80, might have been $75, and they had a sale for, I think it was like $49 or $50 a couple of years ago at Walmart, and that's where we got it. Hasn't caused us any issues, hasn't had any problems, no leaks, everything seems to be fine. We do follow all the directions though, and we make sure that when we're done with it, we completely dry it out. That is, I actually turn it upside down, take the little top off, and let it completely dry out when we're done. We do not leave water in it. And we use distilled water, no minerals. Also, here is a general shout out to a Mr. Thomas Rechtenwald, who at the moment is en route. He doesn't know it yet, but when this video is posted, he will. From down south there in West Virginia. And we will be having a mini meet. It will be the VacLab Rechtenwald mini meet. Don't have any idea what we're going to do, but I do know that it involves something with a Rainbow D3. So we'll see how that works out later on today. Ooh, so here we go. Here's a spot. A vacuum's not going to get that spot up. So let's see if the Enviro steamer gets that up. And if so, how fast does it get it up? All right, well, there's a little spot, a little bit left. Okay, so this is a depression right here. So we might have to go and let it sit on it. And I think there might be, there we go, there. So it's wet, so I had to hit it with my finger. So you might have to scrub a little bit or let it sit for, I don't know, 10 or 15 seconds or something before it gets up a dirt spot that's in a slight depression. There's some debris. Let's pick that up. Obviously, it's very quiet. No motor. Maybe some will say it's even relaxing to use. And that racket you hear in the background is Rosie playing with one of her toys. Just widescreen look like. Oh, I think we might be running out of cord. Okay, so time for a cord change. Alright, plugged into the island itself, and now we have more range. You know, you could add a real inexpensive extension cord. Maybe just add like a 15-footer or maybe a 25-footer for $6 or $7 or something. It's a 3-pronger, so I'll make sure you're grounded. And you could have a nice long cord for this item if you wanted to. Our dog Rosie here is having a good old time with her plastic bacon bone. Yum, plastic bacon bone. Oh, she was stopping. I couldn't figure out if there was a problem. No, she just said that there was a stubborn spot. All right, so I've been told that this is where, well, I know that our dog's doggy bowl is there, but she's going to do some extra steaming. I think you can see it over here where it's kind of dark. So we're going to need some extra steaming power there. That's where she eats her food and drinks her water. Now, like I mentioned toward the beginning of this video, you might think that this floor looks fairly clean, or maybe you think it looks fairly dirty. But when we're done, we're going to take a look at the bottom of the cloth, and that will be the tell-all. I don't know if you can see the steam coming from the front of this. There, and you can hear that. If you hear any other noise, it sounds like an air whooshing. That's our HVAC system running. Because today we're, I think, over 80 degrees, so it should be running. In fact, there it is out there running. See if I can get a super low angle. You can see the little sheen of water that leaves on the linoleum. Switch back to wide angle here. Oh, Rosie, you gonna come and help us? She's over to my right, licking my arm right now. That's why the camera's moving. Here she is. Oh, that's good. Right in front of the camera. Fantastic. Okay, Rosie, come on. Come on.
Come here. Come here.
Now she wants to lick the camera. Okay, that's not gonna work. I have to clean the camera. Oh, she got my arm again. I cleaned my arm again. So let's see, how did it do? It's still slightly wet. You can see it's a little shiny. I don't think this thing does a perfect job. It was very highly rated in Consumer Reports when we bought it. It's one of those things where for 50 bucks, to be honest with you, how wrong could you possibly go? So again, we'll take a look at the collection cloth and just how awful it is at the end of the video. Here we go, widescreen again. We are now out of water. Ooh, okay, so we have the, let me see that. So we now have the orange light. We're out of water. So those 2 little cups of water, and we're out. And we've got about what you see in here left to go. So we almost made it, but not quite. Another cup. So here we go with the refill. And just for safety's sake, we're going to go ahead and wait a few minutes to let this cool off because we don't want to pour room temperature water into something that's probably close to 200 degrees. Even though that's That seems to be a lot of copper in there, and this, of course, you know, has some copper. Don't really want to do that. Okay, we'll be back in a few. All right, well, my wife said, here, take a look at, and you can see what's dry, and you can see what's wet. And obviously, that's definitely shiny. So maybe you like that, maybe you don't. Dry, wet, dry. So if I forgot to mention, here is 4 what looks like black spots. Well, they're actually holes in the linoleum. So an old dog of my father's actually happened to knock something off the table or whatnot, and a kitchen chair, and it actually made little holes in there. So if you dig that out with a toothpick or something, or paint it white or whatnot, it's not black. That's not actually something that a steamer can get. And let's see, let's take a look at a few other things. So this right here, I think, see if I can get that to focus. I think this might be made from the sole of a shoe, and it's so difficult to get up. I think you have to scratch it with a fingernail. Let's see if the Eureka can actually manage to get that up or not. I don't know. And something else you're going to see is we have a little linoleum damage right here. There is like a general yellow spot and a streak. It's been there for a few years. We're not sure what caused it, but we've practically hit it with everything but a jackhammer and cannot manage to get that up. I'm not expecting the steam cleaner to do anything appreciable to that. All right, so now we are probably rushing the process of refilling it, so let's see how much like crackling and popping we get. Oh, good. Okay, that's not bad at all. We waited long enough. All right, so here's one more cup full of this stuff, and that should finish off our kitchen linoleum. Now we have to wait for it to warm back up again. Okay, so this is the best light we have, and this is about as clean as it gets, at least the way that we use the machine. So you can see these little strips right here, and these are little depressions. These don't stick up proud of the linoleum. They're pretty clean. This right here is pretty clean. You obviously see like stuff like this right in here. Okay, that's something that's inside, and that's not really going to come out because that is down below the surface, and even with a thick cloth, some of that stuff just doesn't come up all that easily. You'd really have to get something else. You have to be more aggressive, a toothpick, I mean, whatever you want to use. But that's what it does. So love it or hate it, that's what you get for about 50 bucks. Okay, so we're back. That wasn't very long to heat it back up again. That was much faster the second time than it was the first time.
That is a hole.
Oh, okay, so this we have is a mark. Not going to get that clean. So we have a lot of traffic here by our back door because that's how we get onto our deck. See, there's the deck. That's where I go to eat dinner, enjoy the outsides, and also blow out my bagless vacuums, and also my bags from my bag vacuums. Rosie has her green plastic bone here, so she's doing a great job helping us. Like we're seeing if we can work any magic on the stains and the Mars that we have in this linoleum. That's as low as I can go. I'm right on the floor. And Rosie wants to check everything out too. Yay, now she's got my left hand. There she goes. Me. Incidentally, Rosie's not afraid of vacuums at all because we've been running them around her ever since we got her when she was 9 weeks old. So I think initially when she was very young, the noise bothered her. Now it just doesn't make any difference at all. But she's never experienced anything bad with the vacuum. I think we're almost done. And I see this video now is about 30 minutes and 30 seconds. So if you've been watching this Eureka steam mop for 30 minutes, congratulations. And if you got so bored, you just watch the first 30 seconds and then fast forward it to the end. Good for you. I've just never seen a video this extensive on YouTube. There might be one somewhere, I just haven't found it. So how many ounces do you think that little cup is up there? I think that's 4 ounces, 5 ounces? Does it say on it? There she is. Oh. Would you say it's like 4 ounces? I'm trying to figure out how many ounces thing is. Well, all right. Well, let's say let's say it's 4 ounces. Maybe it isn't. So then to do this whole floor, it would be about 3 of those. So say 12 ounces. And if it's 5 ounces, it would be 15 ounces. Okay, we're all done? All right, yay. All right, so we're all done. All right, and I guess we're gonna now show you what that pad looks like. Oh, there you go. Look at that. So, yeah, I think it picked a few little pieces up, don't you? All right, well, thanks for watching and more to come. All right, so we have an experiment. So let's go ahead and find out how many ounces Eureka cup is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. 7? We say 7? 6.5? 7? All right, 7. So it looks like it's 21 ounces, and we have a little bit left, I think, to do this kitchen floor, which is fairly extensive. I'm probably going to guess at least maybe 350, maybe 400 square feet. Okay, go ahead and say your thing.
Happy steaming!